Now today, I want to talk to you about a $100,000 week that I'm having at the moment, okay? And I want to explain why I'm not incredibly happy about it. And this is literally happening in my office at the moment. I'm not going to name names, but here I am. I closed a deal yesterday, 30K. I've got 3 offers out that will be closed this week, and they're all looking very solid. So I'm sitting there going, I've got over 100 grand in placements coming through this week, and most recruiters I know would be jumping up and down with joy. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy about that. But the old me would be so happy about it that that's all I could see. I'd be so proud of myself. I'd be making 100 grand in a week. But I can tell you now, I have this real niggle in my stomach. I have a real fear in my stomach. And it has nothing to do with those deals that I'm making. It's that because I've been so busy this week closing out these deals, so busy this week, you know what it's like, referencing, making sure the deals are tight, closing emails, all that sort of stuff, contracts signed, contracts out, contracts signed. That stuff takes a lot of time away from all your other activities. And I'm now on a Thursday. It's Thursday. I've made all this money and I'm feeling good about that, but there's still a nervousness in me. And that nervousness is so simple, okay? I have not been able to generate anything this week. I haven't got my emails out. I haven't done my headhunting. I haven't done my projects. I've got ads up, but that's about it. And so I really wanted to highlight this too, because this is something that happens to freaking 95% of recruiters out there. If you are a recruiter that has great months, bad months, great months, bad months, or good weeks, bad weeks, good weeks, bad weeks, I'm telling you now that you're a person who can only do one thing at a time, and you go in these bulks. So you're going, good months, bad months, good months, bad. You're going up and down, up and down. And it's when you're having those good months, I'm telling you now, you are neglecting your pipeline. The top of your funnel, the beginning of your pipeline, the generational activities are being left behind. So, if you're a recruiter, okay, and you're not fearful as hell when you're making a lot of money when you haven't done your generation, then you're just going to keep having these highs and lows. It is as simple as that. So I don't know why it's so instinctual in me. It always has been. But I'm telling you now, I can have the best freaking week ever, and I'll stack a few of those up in a row, great. But if I'm not generating, I'm also looking ahead going, there's a big old black hole there. I've got no people coming through, no one on interview or whatever, okay? And so it just made me think this might be a valuable episode for anyone listening to this. And it might not be just recruitment, it might be sales, It applies to anything like that. Your pipeline, you need to be closing deals simultaneous to generating deals. There's 2 things happening on your desk week in, week out, no matter what. So we all know what happens when you've got nothing on the go. You generate. You generate like mad. You're sending emails out. You're doing ads. You're calling people. You're headhunting. Whatever, okay? And then when you get enough people in, you get busy, you stop doing that activity, you process those people through, you make some money, and that cycle repeats. Boom, bust, boom, bust. We've got to stop that because it's in those busts that you're losing all your profit. It's in those busts that you're losing all your commissions, and it's in those busts that's when your head spins and you think, do I even like this? I hate my job. I'm stressed or whatever. So if you can eradicate that with something really simple, okay? And it's about you coming up with your own KPIs, but putting there, every week, I must do XYZ generation. Every week, no matter how much money I've made, no matter how many deals you've pulled in, no matter how many interviews you've got, no matter how many people you've spoken to, every single week, what is your generational activity? This is Recruitment 101, but there are so many people listening to this podcast who are new recruiters. There are so many people listening to this podcast I've spoken to who are sole operators, and they tell me this is their problem. Boom, bust, boom, bust, boom, bust. And I think the answer is so simple. Do not let your ego, do not let your joy, do not let your excitement of deal making take over from the fact that you need to be generating every single week of the year. Because if you can do generating in a week that I've just had where you made 100 grand, but you can still get 2 projects out or your weekly generational activities out, hey, you have set yourself up for another big month, for another big week, for whatever it is in front of you. And this is a part you need to nail, okay? If you're a recruiter that's feeling despair, if you're a recruiter that's stressed by, low performance, or you're not making quite as much as you want, I'm telling you now, look back at your months. Where were your low months and how was your mood in those months? It was shit. I'm telling you now, no recruiter likes 0 months. No recruiter likes 0 months. I can't tell you the last time I had a 0 month. And I'm telling you now, you know what I'm like. If you're a listener to this podcast, I like to keep things super simple. How do I keep myself on track in a really simple way? And for me, my weekly metric is how many deals am I making? How many deals am I generating? That's it. Okay? So we are giving you something before we wrap up. We are giving away for our 200th episode a free one-on-one coaching session with me. And I think whoever is lucky enough to win this prize is going to make more money because I get so excited working with people. I love understanding where your successes are, but I also want to look for where your upskilling could be. And I reckon in one one-on-one session, we're going to lift whoever gets to have some time with me. So if you want to be in the draw, all you have to do is subscribe to our mailing list. Go to thelonerecruiter.com/subscribe and pop your email in there. You will automatically go in the draw. If you're already a member, if you're already a subscribed member, you will automatically go into the draw for a free one-on-one coaching session with me. So our 200th episode is coming up. If you're on Spotify at the moment, what episode are we on? We're getting up there. We're only maybe 5 episodes away. Get your name in there now because it's going to come around quick and you don't want to be missing out. Okay, so like, share, subscribe. Subscribe. It does help us grow. As always, have an amazing day. May all your deals come true.